Light, camera, action. Is this how they do it? So it's lights, camera, action. Happy new year, everybody. Happy new year. Welcome to 2023 and welcome back, of course, to Life with Eben-Lael. And welcome back, and to all my new subscribers and viewers, welcome back. I am Eben-Lael and this is my YouTube channel. The title of this video says it all. Mindset for 2023. You know how we just started a new year. You know, everybody's just like, new me, you know, new year, new me, as we usually say. And I thought, you know what, here are a few mindsets. You know, it's a video that my dad had sent to my siblings and I just towards the end of 2022. And I'm like, well, I actually learned quite a lot. So I thought of sharing these tips with you. Okay, so these tips are from a very successful man of God. He's an evangelist, he's a businessman, he's an author, he does everything. And these are some tips that he was giving to people if you want to excel or if you want to succeed. Did I mention his name? Myles Monroe, if you never heard me. I even forgot if I mentioned his name. So there were a few good tips which I'm like, okay, I'm definitely gonna take this into consideration and see how I can make my 2023 well, it's slowly coming in, how I can make my 2023 very productive and basically just bringing on success. Okay, so let's get into it. Are you guys ready? Lights, camera, action. Is this how they do it? So it's lights, camera, action. So let's get into it. So tip number one, or mindset number one, is never to make a permanent decision in a temporary problem. You know, that's what a lot of people tend to do. Yes, it's normal. You know, change is inevitable, but we need to know that there are certain problems that are just seasonal. You know, and it was so powerful because in the video, Mr. Myles Monroe said that, you know what, never say I'm broke. Example, if you're broke, never say I'm broke, rather say I'm seasonally broke, because it's just a season that you're going through and it's gonna pass by. You know, it's gonna pass by. Just say I'm seasonally tired, I'm seasonally this, but never ever decide to make a decision, you know, a permanent decision to a problem that's temporary. How do you know a problem is temporary, right? How do you know it's temporary? If there are solutions to it. So tip number two is to pursue ideas and pursue vision, because different types of people pursue different things, right? So we have the poor people who pursue money, we have the rich people who pursue things, and the wealthy people who set themselves apart from everybody, they pursue ideas or visions. Let me tell you, ideas and vision attract. They attract. Once you have an idea about something that's needed in this world, or you have a solution to how certain problems can be solved, that will naturally attract finance to you. So in 2023, focus more on trying to create a vision or getting an idea about something that the world needs, and watch how that will blossom and how that will attract. So tip number three, or mindset number three, is to create your own work. Mr. Myles Monroe went on and he explained that there's a difference between work and job. And you may also be asking yourselves, how? What's the difference? So he went further and he said, a job is usually something, you know, you apply for and you are trained to do it. You are trained on how to do that job. You know, let's say, as I once worked as a sales consultant, you know, I had no experience, but I'm like, okay, I applied for this job and they trained me. I was trained on how to do that job. He said, as opposed to work, right? He said with work, it brings a sense of fulfillment. It's like, that's what work does. It brings fulfillment because work is usually something that you are. So work brings a sense of fulfillment, right? And one thing I just like to add, I've worked for companies and I've worked for people, but it just made me realize how I have so much fun being my own boss. Obviously there's more work, the pressure is double, but it's so amazing just being my own boss and working for myself. So create your own work. I'd encourage everybody out there, if you have an idea, use it and just create your own work. And that brings us to tip number 4, which is to create a positive change. Creating a positive change. We need to know that not all change is positive. There are certain changes which are negative, and not all changes are for the best or for the better. Some are negative, but it's up to you to decide what kind of change would you like to implement, and how do you know that this change is positive? How do you know that a change is positive? You see that you've improved. You see that there's some sorts of improvement or development in what you're doing or in yourself, and you'll be like, okay, this is definitely a positive change. So what kind of change would you like to bring in your life? Maybe it's waking up early. I'm saying waking up early. Maybe it's reading books, and these different type of changes doesn't mean always creating something new. Maybe you decide that I'm trying to lose weight, let me work out. Or you could be like, I don't have a hobby, let me choose something as a hobby, maybe reading books, maybe going out more often. So it just depends on you, something that will be good for your own development and maybe for your growth amongst people or those that are around you. So yes, create a positive change. Maybe in everything that you do, create a positive change. This brings us to our next tip, which is to become a person of value. A lot of us don't know our value and don't know our worth. You know why? Because we consistently seek value in things instead of seeking value in ourselves and becoming a person of value. Because once you become a person of value, it's gonna be so much easy for people to pursue you. People will come to you because they know Eben-Lael is a person of value. She has this in her that I need, that I want, and it's gonna be so easy. Like you automatically start attracting people because you're a person of value. So yes, don't be a person who just seeks value in things, but you work hard so that you too can become a person of value, and watch how things will naturally attract themselves to you. Not just things, but people as well will naturally attract themselves to you because you know your value and you have said, you know what, I am value. So the next tip is to defy your own experience. To defy your own experience. And I was a bit confused. I'm like, Mr. Myles Monroe, what are you saying? So let me read out what he wanted to say. So he said, to be an expert, just go an inch abnormal and people will think you are great. I'm like, okay, Mr. Myles Monroe, where are you going with this? And it was so beautiful because he explained how we usually tend to look down on ourselves, right? So he broke it down beautifully, and he's like, example, let's look at old people, right? Let's look at old people. Let's say they face maybe with a problem or a difficulty or a challenge, per se, if we may say. And we're like, okay, sir, ma'am, Mrs., mom, dad, you can try this. The old person would be like, but I've done that, I've done this, I've tried that, They're always finding excuses because they're like, because I tried those ones, it didn't work, I'm not going to do that again. But it's like with young people, we know that, okay, I've tried this, it did not work, but I think I'm going to continue trying until I get it right. And with young people, we've got so much to learn. We just don't, he's like, we shouldn't let, challenges and difficulties specifically to bring us down. He's like, Look at the case with David and Goliath, right? David was young. He was a shepherd. So it's like David was just a shepherd, man. He was just a young shepherd. And they asked, who could fight Goliath? He was inexperienced in the battle, in the war zone, right? He's never fought a battle. They were his elders that were there. They fought before, but no one could be like, you know what, I am going to fight Goliath. But David, as inexperienced as he was, he came and he's like, I'm going to fight Goliath. It's like, that's how young people we need. That's the mindset we need to have, the same mindset as David. It's like, maybe other people have tried it. Older people have tried it. It doesn't work out for them. But let me try as well and see how it could work out. Maybe I could experience a different outcome as opposed to the person who may be older or the person who has tried it before. It's like, define your experience. Define your experience. And we're in the 21st century, and we as the future mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters and aunts and grandmas, we need to, have this mindset. Don't let other people's experience, discourage you. Didn't work out for them doesn't mean it's not going to work out for you. That's what a lot of people do. Be like, but I heard my brother did this and he said it didn't work out. I'm like, let me also try. If I fail, then I'm like, okay, sharp. As long as I had that experience and I'm like, okay, I did it and it also didn't work. But never, ever, 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 RP, ever refuse to do something because a person told you about how their outcome was. Rather, experience things for yourself. And tip number 7 was to discover your purpose. I know it's a bit touchy, it's sort of a sensitive topic because a lot of us do struggle with that. Be like, God, what is my purpose? What was I created to do? What do you want me to become? In this generation, in my future, to my peers, what do you expect of me? Excuse me. That's what a lot of us struggle with. But we need to know that leaders are people who are discovered. Leaders are discovered, and once you discover your purpose, you become a leader because you work so hard in order to excel in that specific domain. And you're like, you know what, I got this. This is my domain because you know your purpose. So I urge all of us, it's not easy, but just take your time and discover who were you born to be and what were you created to become. Brings us to the last tip number 8, which was to learn from everything. And I wanted to add, not just to learn, but have fun at the same time. Have fun at the same time. Have fun at the same time. Enjoy every moment. The good times, the bad times. Just make sure that you enjoy the entire process. Enjoy you becoming a better person. Enjoy discovering new skills. Enjoy discovering new talents. Enjoy discovering new you. New year, new me. Maybe there's something you didn't know that you had in you, but you discovered it because you enjoyed the entire process. So yes, learn from everything. Learn from everything. There's always something to learn. There is always something to learn. Maybe not from yourself, maybe from others, but try your best to learn. I believe that this is a great year. It's gonna be a good year. It's gonna be a beautiful year. I myself will also be taking these tips into consideration because I too would like to grow. I too would like to make a difference in this world. So let's embark on this journey together. Give yourself 6 months. 6 months. I'll be back in 6 months and it'll be a better me. I would have improved so much. I will keep you all updated. If you want to grow, if you want to see things differently, or you want a different perspective of certain things, just try taking these tips into consideration and just watch how you're going to blossom and how you're going to grow so much. I'd just like to add is believe in yourself and have faith in God and just consult God for everything that you're going to do. He is the best person to guide you. We can receive tips from people, but God himself, his directions are so intentional for you. And yeah, just don't forget to pray, don't forget to trust God, and also believe and trust in yourself. I believe in you, but do you believe in yourself? Because I believe in you, and let's just make this a very memorable and beautiful year. And thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment, and let me know which tip you love the most and which one you foresee yourself, working on the most. Anyways, bye.